Hello students, Sehmat English. We already almost completed our old chapters. Only one chapter is left there. All the stories are completed by us. Grammatical topic also completed. Now we go ahead about the poetry. There is 3 poetry in your syllabus, in which the first poetry, the mind, is without fear. It is a poetry which was written by a world famous poet, my favorite poet, Rabindranath Tagore. As you know that, Rabindranath Tagore was a Bengali poet who wrote in Bengali language and had translated it into another language. It was amazing to think about Rabindranath Tagore that there is 13 children. It means he has 13 brothers and sisters, in which he was completely different from his brother and sister. He did not get his formal education at his school like Albert Einstein. As you know that, like, Albert Einstein did not take his formal education at the school, but his mother taught him at the home. It's the same way Rabindranath Tagore did not take his formal education at the school of Bengal. But at the age of 70, it means at a very young age, he went to England to get the formal education. But he also left that we will discuss afterwards. But now we discuss about the poem. What is the main idea of the poem? The main idea of the poem is that in which Tagore wants to say us that what was the power of prayer? What was the power of God? What is given by God to us? Is we take this thing seriously? Why we don't pray to God? Why we don't gratitude towards God? Why there is a fear in our mind? Why there is afraidness, there is hatred, there is everything that which will not possess a human body, a human being, that we all keep in our mind. Why our mind is not free? Why there is always going to why? It means some questions. All the answers we can get into this poem, which was written by Rabindranath Tagore. I want to tell you a thing that I read a poem when I was studying. The poem which was written by Khalil Gibran. The name of the poem is Pity the Nation. Before we started about the author introduction and poem, I want to tell you something about the poem that I like, which was related towards it. It was not outer thing of your syllabus, but I want to tell you something that was related with this poem, which was written by Khalil Gibran, Pity the Nation, in which Khalil Gibran talk about a nation, talk about a country, or talk about the condition of the country, how those the countries can live. In which there is a famous line that I like that. It is a nation in which the saints and the monks are silent, and the illiterate people are always very into the value. It means we want to tell that the saint, the monk, to whom we believe the most, to whom we trusted the most, who are the pillar of our nation, who are the pillar of any nation, because they are the more knowledgeable person we consider as, who are almost silent, still fails in the monk of the nation, any nation, who probably live into silence. It is a nation whose monks are silence is they love to speak because they have knowledge. And the politicians and the other people who are connected with any party, who almost are illiterate people who did not have much knowledge, the people are always pick something on the name of constitution, on the name of their right. So just thinking out like how was the nation, how was the construction of the nation where who want to speak, who have to speak, who are silent, and who have to be silent, who are speaking, who are demanding, who are burning all the things, and who are always making some drama, on which Khalil Gibran have appeared. He wrote the many paragraphs, many verses, but I like the head word, I like it, these verses because it was connected with the where the mind without fear, in which Rabindranath Tagore want to say ourselves, where in which condition we have lived without fear, where our mind is silent, where we are not demanding anything, when our prayer has any reality, in which condition only we have to live without fear. We have to live without any afraidness. So it was an amazing poem which was taken by the Gitanjali. As you know that Gitanjali is the whole poem which was written by the Rabindranath Tagore, and for that Rabindranath Tagore also got a Nobel Prize in 1930. If you have a time, if you get ever a time, please listen to verses of Gitanjali. Not only this poem, but all the poets of Gitanjali, all the poems of Gitanjali, which was marvelous. If you have any doubt, if you cannot get this book, you can find also from the Google, from the YouTube also, and you can understand how the mind without fear of Rabindranath Tagore. Why his mind was without fear? We can come to know that. Why he got this poem, we have come to know that when we read the Gitanjali. What to tell about Rabindranath Tagore? Actually, I don't know. But we have to start the author introduction, the poet introduction. Let's start it. The words are very nice when we talk about the Rabindranath Tagore. The paragraphs are not enough. The books are not enough when we have to talk about Rabindranath Tagore. He is the marvelous personality that we possess. Rabindranath Tagore, whose also name is Gurudev. He is known as Gurudev because he started an institution at the Calcutta where the three states are merging: Indian Ocean, Bengal Sea, and the Pacific Ocean. It is Shanti Niketan. So he is known as Gurudev also. His pen name is Sunlight. When he was young and started to write, he wrote on the name of Sunlight, which was the pen name of him. He was not only a poet, but also he was what to tell about him? A multi-talented person he is. He was poet, writer, composer. He is also music composer and composed many tunes. As we know that the national anthem also was written by philosopher. His philosophical poets are also very famous, and when you upgraded your education, you may come to know that his philosophy is as parallel as the Rousseau. His philosophy is as stable as Aristotle, who are the greatest philosopher. And Rabindranath Tagore's philosophy is compared with them. It was the honorable thing for us. And painter also, it means he paint. And his many famous paintings are exhibited in the many art galleries. His famous paintings are Dancing Women, Woman's Face, Dancing Girl, Head Study, and many more. You may know, if you want to see this painting, you may find from the Google that Rabindranath Tagore's painting, and you may got the least images of that, how nicely he can assume, how nicely he can draw. And his imagination is beyond the our mind. At that time, he imagined something that, he assumed something that which was outstanding. So, he researched Bengali literature and music. He reformed it. Not only the Bengali literature, but also the music of Bengal, as well as Indian art, without considered modern in the late of 19th and beginning of the 20th century. National Gallery of Modern Art, Victoria Memorial. His famous poems are Gitanjali, Chito Jetha Bhashma, which was written in the Bengali language. Rabindranath Tagore was a leader of Brahma Samaj. He was educated at the home, although at the 17th he was sent to England for the formal study, large studies there. He also started an experimental school at Santi Niketan that I told you, where he tried his Upanishadic ideas of education, and then actually he profound the philosophy, from where he come to know about the philosophy. Tagore was honored a knighthood award by the British in the 1915 after Gitanjali. At that time, the Britishers gave the knighthood award. It was the highest honor from the Britishers that an Indian had. But Rabindranath Tagore returned the award back to the British officials. He resigned the honor as a protest against the British policy in India. At that time, he demanded from the Britishers that I don't want your award. I beg your award on demand that free India from your rule. So it was the greatest thing that we show into Rabindranath Tagore, that he was not selfish. He was not thinking about himself, but he thought about the whole nation. He thought about the neighboring people who are around him. Let's see the point where the mind without fear. Rabindranath Tagore was born on 7th May 1861 at Kolkata. He was died in 7th August in 1941 in Kolkata only at the age of 8. He lived a long life. He was multifaceted personality. He was a great poet, thinker, educationalist, writer, essayist, mentor, composer that I already told you. He was often called the bird of Bengal. It means his name, which was possessed, name is the bird of expectation to receive the Nobel Prize in 1934, Gitanjali, a collection of poems. We are very lucky that you have to learn the Gitanjali poem, The Mind Without Fear. Tagore's notable works are as follows. Gitanjali, a collection of poems. Gora, a novel, Indian novel in fact, which was written into Kandari language. Afterwards it was translated into Hindi and many languages. Ghar Bhedi, a novel. Janagana Mana, our national anthem, that was written into many paragraphs, but it was sorted that we have to sing into 52 seconds. But our national anthem is too big. Actual. Amar Sonar Bengal, the national anthem of Bangladesh. It was proud moment for us that the another country's national anthem was written by an Indian. Chandrakalika, a play. Chitrakanta, a play. Kabuliwala and other stories, most my favorite. My most favorite stories are Kabuliwala and the other story. You may listen to one of the story of Kabuliwala, that girl, how she was growing up with a person who was selling nuts in her house, and on the marriage day, how was the situation of the selling person and the girl. It was a very, very emotional, touchy story which was written by Rabindranath Tagore. Jogajoga relations. Tagore founded Vishwa Bharati University in Shantiniketan, Bengal. Tagore and Mahatma Gandhi differed on several issues, means there were some issues between them. But they loved and respected each other profoundly. Tagore made a huge impact on Indian literature. Let's start the poem. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high. When we can keep our head high, when we can walk with our self-respect, when we can walk with our determination, at that time, when our mind is without fear, there is no any doubt in our mind, there is no any confusion in our mind, there is no any conflicts in our mind. At that time only we can walk without fear, we can hold our head high and walk without fear. If there is something which was wrong is going in your mind now, you cannot even to see at that person. Just assume that when you disrespected anyone in your past, in your present or in your future, the person is beside of you, the person is in front of you. What is the fact? What is the situation at that time? Can you imagine? Can you see into her or his eyes as confidently as before? There is shame in your eyes. There is guilt in your eyes. But if you done nothing, if you did nothing, you are very right at that time. You are very correct at that time. What is the effect of it? You can talk with him, you can hug with him or her, you can generally talk with the person. So, here is the line that I want to explain to you that where the mind is without fear, and the head is held high. But how? How we can hide our head high? Where the knowledge is free. When you are knowledgeable, you have a power to let it go everything. When you have a capacity to forgive and forget. It is a very good symptom that I like. Forgive and forget. When you have two things done, your mind is without it. There is no Wi-Fi in your mind. When the knowledge is free, it means you can let it go. Because what is knowledge? Knowledge is that to understand what is right and what is wrong. What is the situation and what is the right situation and what is the wrong situation? It is knowledge. To understand this thing, it is the knowledge. Where the world has not been broken into fragment. Fragment, it means the part. The world has not been broken up. We've broken up the worlds into nations. The world. I explained. The world fragmented into the nation. The nation fragmented into the state. The state fragmented into the district. The district fragmented into the tehsil. It means the taluk. It was fragmented into the villages. It was fragmented into the area or the region. So, we divided the world into many parts, just looking out there. Often it is said that the whole world is wrong. But is it? Ever we felt the Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam? No, we just said it. If we felt that Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, we are not divided into the world into these departments. So, when the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic one, we fragmented into the domestic one. This area is a wall. This is my area. This is my bed. This is my house. This is my place. We just fight for that. This is mine. That is mine. This is mine. And that is mine. So, by narrow domestic wall, we had fragmented it. We departed it. We also departed our brotherhood. We also departed our unity into this fragment. It is not the departed, it is not the fragment, it is not the part of any region, but it is the part of religion. It is the part of brotherhood, it is the part of unity. Where words come out from the depth of truth. Is it? No. Where that your mind is free, at that time the words that you spoke is the depth of your truth. It is the depth from your soul. But, hi, how are you? We just ask them. There is no feeling to ask him that is it alright or not. We physically ask him, not mentally ask him that is he alright or not. It is fragment that we departed. Where tireless starving stretches its arm toward perfection. When we work so executively that the tireless stretches are working towards the perfection. All the things that we always strive to do it with the perfection. All the things that we always try to make it perfect. I want this thing perfect. I want that thing is perfect. But is it? No. Where tireless starving, it means sometimes not eat also. India, remember at that time, starting all the day and night, stretches its arms. It means there is no capacity to do this. How do we do this? However, we did this for our perfection, for our materialistic things. I want this thing, that's why I did that tireless study. Where the clear stream of reason has not closed its way. At that time, where there are so many reasons, the clear stream of reason has not closed its way. It means whatever reasons you have, whatever excuses you have, that are clear. There is no conflict in that. There is no confusion in that. The stream of reasons are flowing very frankly, very fairly. There is no another things that are going into your mind. You are clear for that, it means you are clear for that. Into the dreaded resort, scent of the dead habit. It means at that time, the dry desert, it means for the forest area there is no seen of one other grass or any greenery. In this desert area, the scent of dead habit, all the things are seen deadly only. But the hope is that. The hope is not dead that. The hope is awake that. Where the mind is led forward by thee. Thee is the old English word. The meaning of thee is you. It is now in a modern English. Before 18th century, for the you used thee, plural. So, it is a modern English. It is used as the you. After 19th century, the English is changed. So when the mind is led forward by you, if you forwarded the mind, if you go wide or if you spread your mind, all the narrow domestic things, all the dead things, whether it is desert or not, all are went back into ever-winding thought and action. Whatever going into your mind, your thoughts, your action, it is the perfect. What are you thinking? As you do like the thought, it is the clear mind. You are thinking something else and you are doing something else, it is the clear mind. Into that heaven of freedom. It is only heaven. There is no heaven, there is no hell and the upside where we are. The place on which we live, it is given for us. That's why Tagore said that into that heaven of freedom, my Father, it means for the God, let my country awake. Please awake my countryman that for that they did the things where his mind is lived without fear, where he was not departed the world into the fragments, where he can see the stream without any dust, where he can see the desert area into the greenery. It is the hope, it is the end, it is the imagination of a Tagore that he said into the poem, where the mind is without fear. It is a pre-independent poem in which the poet sincerely urges God to awake his fellow beings from the realization that we essentially need to live in a free and united country. He wanted his countrymen awake and enjoy the life full of dignity and honor. It is the best poem in the anthology called Gitanjali, which was published in 1912 and get the Nobel Prize, the first Asian Nobel Prize into 1930. Now, we completed this poem here into our next video. We will go ahead about the second poem. Till then, have a safe day.